Oh, hello. So I wanted to go through like some of my favorite like pins today and like show you guys some of my favorites. So I have a big collection now, and so I have some that I really like, and I think they're really cool. But first, I'm gonna tell you like why pins are like kind of cool. So like instead of like patches for jackets, you can like wear pins with anything, and it's like instead of like wearing ties like with a suit or something, like you can only wear with a suit or something, but like pins you can wear with kind of anything, so they're really neat and they let you express yourself. But if you don't feel like wearing one day, you can always like switch it out with something. So I really like pins, and I've been like getting really into them, so now I have a big collection. So I'm gonna like show you guys some of my favorites, and some of them have stories and some of them don't have stories, but I still think they're cool, so I'm still gonna show you them. So I'm gonna start off with some of my favorites. I'm just gonna move this here, like you can see them better, because like it's kind of hard to see without this light that I'm moving. So okay, so I'm gonna show you like some of my favorites. I'm gonna start with the first pin that I ever like kind of bought on my own. This one is Pigeon Knife. So he's like one of my favorites. He's by Rory Banks. So like Rory Banks does like avant-garde comic strips that are like kind of macabre, and so I really like him. He's a pigeon and he's holding a knife and he's smoking a cigarette, and I don't really smoke, but he's really cool. He's a little faded because I accidentally put him in the washer and the dryer, and so, but he's still cool, and I like to wear him with like blue shirts. This one I got pretty recently. It's a Centipede. And it's like black and gold, so I like to wear it with like band shirts, but sometimes I wear it with my suits because he's pretty neat, and he's kind of like creepy crawly and also like scary, so I don't wear him too much because I don't want to scare people, but like I really like that one. This is like the first band pin that I ever bought. It's really cool, and I tried to replace it because I lost it once, but I couldn't find a replacement. But then I found it in my jacket pocket, and it was there for like 3 years, and I never thought to look in this pocket. This is the Icarus Pin from Galacticon, which is like Brendan Small's other act or other band, instead of like Death Clock. And the ship is called Icarus, but it's like super cool, and it's very rare because they don't make them anymore. So I'm happy that I found it. This one has a story behind it. So like this one is my legendary pin. So like when I was playing like Halo more seriously, like we had to like wait in line for Halo 3 to come out when it was coming out for like a release show, and they had a bunch of like special merch that they only had around for a little while. And so like I found this pin, and like, oh, it was so cool, and they don't make them anymore, so it's also pretty rare, and I like wear it on my guitar because it's really neat, and it's like pretty metal, but it's also like an elite skull, so it like merges two of my loves. And so yeah, that one was pretty neat. And this one I also got at that same event. This one is a UNSC pin, UNSC pin for like the United Nations, UNSC, the United Nations Space Command. Wow, I can't believe I forgot the name, but it's still pretty cool. It's not as cool as a legendary pin, so I don't wear it on my guitar, but I do like it a lot. I put it on my jacket so that people know like that I'm into Halo and stuff. This one is like the second band pin that I ever bought, because not a lot of bands make them, and they should. This one's a Revocation Pin, and it's really metal, so like I'll wear this one out like on my metal shirts and stuff, or jackets, or sweaters, and people will be like, "Oh, word, you're into Revocation," and I'll be like, "Yeah." So I like that one for that reason. This one I got from one of those loot crates, and I stopped subscribing to them because they all kind of sucked, but I thought this was kind of neat because it's like a little wacky. It's like a Jurassic Park pen, and it's not as cool as some of the other ones, but I still like it, so I wear it on my meat slap hat because it's colorful, it kind of matches. This one I don't wear as much anymore just because it's like it doesn't go with too much, but it's Death and Decay. It's like a saber-tooth skull, and he's got like mushrooms growing out of it, which I thought was kind of neat because like mushrooms make you see things, but also this guy's got like mushrooms growing out of his eye, and it's also like a statement about the circle of life and like how everything rots and is decayed and feeds the earth, and how life is kind of cyclic and stuff. So it's kind of deep, so I don't like to think about that thing too much, but when I do, like I wear that pin. Here's one that I really like, but I don't wear it too much because it doesn't fit with a lot of things. It's the Grim Reaper frog. So he like goes around and kills and like collects souls and stuff and brings them to the underworld. But he's also a frog, so he's still pretty cool. And walks on two legs, which is kind of weird for frogs, but he also can hop, I guess. So he's still pretty cool. So I usually wear him with other things too, so I don't like wear him alone too much, just because he's not quite as colorful. This one I like to wear a lot. This is one of my favorites, and it's a newer one too. But it's like an anglerfish, and so like one of my favorite like things in the world was like deep sea fishes, and so this pin was like really cool, and anglerfishes were always like one of my favorites. And like this one is eating somebody, so you can see like there's a skull in there, or a skeleton, and yeah, anglerfishes in real life are really, really big, and you don't realize because they're so deep in the ocean and stuff, but they're cool. This one is black, so I wear it with a lot of band shirts because it fits well with them. This one is my Galaxy Eater pin. I don't wear this one as much, but I do like to wear it with like jackets, so I probably would wear it with this sweater because it's red. And it reminds me of a poem that somebody wrote once, because it's like a Galaxy Eater, but it's also like a vampire pin, so I thought it was kind of neat. And the lips, I don't really know if it's a girl or a boy, but I think it's kind of a girl because it's lipstick, but I guess it doesn't have to be gendered, but it's still pretty cool. I like to wear it. This one I like to wear like with more professional things, because then like people are like, oh, okay, it's like an anatomically correct heart. And so like sometimes I wear this on my sleeve and people will be like, oh, he's wearing his heart on his sleeve. Or sometimes I wear it like close to my chest to let people know to back off and stuff, but sometimes I don't. But I like it, and it's like a little more professional, so I wear this with like some of my more like normal people clothes. Oh, these ones are my Star Trek pins. I lost one because it broke, and like one of the pins on the back broke, but I still have these three. I got them for a Halloween costume once, and one of them's the command, and one of them's engineering, and one of them's medic from the Starfleet Academy. But I also don't remember which is which, except for the heart one, which I'm pretty sure is medic. And also, I lost one, so I don't know what the fourth one is, but I still think they're pretty cool, and I love Star Trek and stuff, so I still wear them with my jackets sometimes. This one is new. This one is, I got this recently because it's black, and it's also still kind of like metal, but it's also like a crow, and I thought crows are pretty cool, so I got a crow, and he's like black, but he's silver, and he's standing on top of a skull, which is pretty like metal and stuff, so I wear that one sometimes with like metal shirts. This one I really like, but I don't wear it as much. Like, I really like insects, and so this one is like a praying mantis, and I find these in my yard all the time, or at least I used to. And like they're super cool, and like they're really interesting animals to watch because they're like really neat, and they're also very vicious sometimes, but they're pretty cool. So I like wearing this one. Sometimes I wear them with the scythe frog because they kind of go well together, and I got them around the same time. This one has a nice story to it, or kind of a neat story, I guess. This one I won at a bar. I was talking to this really cute girl, and like I kind of ruined it because we started bringing up our exes and history and stuff, and like kind of dulled the mood. But like before that, we were like talking about pins because she saw mine and I saw hers, and I was like asking questions. She was asking questions about mine, and then she bet her pin, and I had my ring on, and she wanted it, and so she like bet my ring, I bet my ring, and she bet her pin on like a thumb war, and like I whooped her butt because I didn't want to lose my ring because I really like my ring, even though I felt kind of bad about it because it wasn't very cute, but also I like my ring, and now I have her pin and my ring, and I feel bad because I didn't want to like take her pin, but she a war is a war, so I have that one now. Obviously that didn't work out, but that's okay. This one is this one I got from Destination Dimension. It's a logo band. This one's not metal, but I still think it's pretty cool. So I wear it every once in a while just to like hashtag represent. But yeah, this one's the Destination Dimension pin. This one I got recently as part of a big order. I kind of got this one because I really liked just like the Japanese style design, and it's like, oh, it's upside down. It's like a thunderstorm, but it's also like a sun. So it's like